We usually picture election fraud as something physical: armed thugs, stolen ballot boxes, intimidation in the streets. But those days are largely behind us. Today, the real fight for electoral integrity happens entirely out of sight, deep inside complex, invisible data pipelines. The exact moment a voter feeds their paper ballot into a machine, that physical choice is converted into a string of digital data. We spend our energy watching the polling stations in broad daylight, while the actual counting happens on cloud servers operating in total darkness. This creates a massive blind spot for modern campaigns. You can spend millions driving turnout and winning the physical vote on the ground, only to watch those numbers vanish on the public results portal without a single physical trace. Because the final outcome now depends on how that data is processed, the security of the software is as important as the security of the ballot box. Physical votes can be rendered meaningless inside the digital engine room. This vulnerability doesn't stop at any specific border. It is a highly coordinated, global playbook used by regimes and incumbents everywhere. This map tracks cross-border election manipulation in 2024. You can clearly see Kremlin-linked influence operations actively targeting sovereign European democracies with cyber attacks and disinformation. In both Romania and Georgia, these tactics triggered hybrid warfare alerts and forced authorities to halt the democratic process. We see identical patterns playing out across South America and even in massive Western democracies. The flags change, but the methods remain the same. This diagram compares two interference frameworks. On the left, a Russian bribery model. On the right, the Nigerian RATEC filter. Notice the question marks in the middle layer. Bad actors insert an unaccountable intermediary to shift the result without a clear audit trail. To fight this universal playbook, you need a highly specific forensic blueprint. That is what the book Weaponising Elections provides. Because modern manipulation relies on technical opacity, a localized legal strategy will fail. The only viable defense is understanding and attacking the complete architectural framework. Think of the electoral data pipeline as an iceberg. The part sticking out above the water is the public results portal, a carefully curated illusion of transparency. But the real danger lies deep underwater, where unverified data synchronization pipelines operate in total darkness. Inside those hidden pipelines sit human technicians, often called RATECs. They are entirely unregulated, and they have the power to secretly catch, review, and filter digital votes before they ever reach the internet. This schematic breaks down the 2017 Kenyan election, a critical precedent where their Supreme Court annulled the presidency due to an opaque data pipeline. Look at the red warning node where the data splits. The system separated back-end server logs from the web portal, creating conflicting results and destroying the count's integrity. Relying solely on the public portal guarantees you are accepting manipulated output. If you want a true mandate, you have to expose that hidden middleman layer. When election technology fails or delays an upload, we tend to treat it as a neutral, unfortunate accident. That is a mistake. Weaponising Elections identifies 10 active modes of defeat, engineered legal loopholes that treat technical failures as a strategy. Take the communication failure loophole. It allows bad actors to legally turn off transparency protocols during the data upload, blaming the network while swapping the results. Once the election is over, the architects of these failures use the legal system to their advantage, weaponizing technical jargon against challengers and judges who lack the literacy to understand what really happened. Treating systemic failures as accidents will inevitably get your valid evidence trashed in a tribunal. You have to anticipate and disarm these engineered traps 180 days before anyone casts a ballot. Traditional legal petitions usually ask a judge for physical paper recounts. Against digital manipulation, that strategy is obsolete. To survive a modern tribunal, you need a highly specific forensic countermeasure known as the four-prayer strategy. First, you legally compel the data sitting on the physical voting machines, but that isn't enough. You must simultaneously subpoena the back-end server logs, the technician action logs, and the exact IP addresses for every single upload. When you mathematically compare these simultaneous data sets, the opposition loses their blind spots. The discrepancies light up, proving exactly where the manipulation occurred. Standard petitions fail on technicalities. Only a coordinated, multi-layered forensic subpoena can strip away the plausible deniability of altered data. This master architecture is only valuable if you apply it directly to your specific role in the election cycle. If you are a campaign strategist, you're likely investing billions in boots-on-the-ground physical voter turnout. But here is your trade-off. Ignoring the book's 72-hour war room protocol leaves your most volatile evidence unsecured. You are inviting a midnight server swap that instantly erases your entire investment. If you are an election lawyer or a senior advocate, your battleground is a hostile tribunal. Without the book's litigation playbook, you enter court missing the exact technical precedents you need to survive inevitable trial ambushes. And if you are a policymaker or an institutional guardian, your mission is to permanently secure the democratic framework itself. Theoretical knowledge is useless. Securing a democratic mandate requires deploying the exact legal, operational, or legislative tools tailored to your specific battle station. The public portal will live stream the results as they come in, but the proof of any manipulation remains buried in the hidden server logs. You must move into that dark architecture to find the truth yourself. Right now, your political rivals and opposing counsel are already securing these threat maps and studying the defeat modes. You can claim your strategic advantage by securing the master record today through Amazon or directly via the LegiShield Access portal. You either own the architecture of the election or you surrender the result. Step up and protect the mandate at the source code level.